Yo. Hi. Give me a second. Hey, just the person I wanted to talk to. So I had fun at the game today. I got to play as Daku again, which I'm actually really happy about. I had like the most luckiest rolls today. You were playing Open Legend, hence what I wanted to talk about. But I was hoping there would be more people on here. I know, right? I was hoping there would be more people on here, so that way I could talk about Open Legend a bit more to people that don't know about what it is. But for anybody that's watching this in like the future or something, or just coming back to watch this again, Open Legend is it's a role-playing game. Basically, it's a game where you can almost literally create whatever type of character you want to make. You can do pretty much almost anything you want with a character, and it's actually really cool. And for anybody who likes the anime, the very, very popular anime called My Hero Academia, I actually made a character that was just like the main character of that anime. Thank you. But his name is Daku, and well, he basically has the powers of the main character. I'm not going to go into the specifics of the anime because that would be spoilers and whatnot. So I would much rather you go watch the anime yourself rather than me spoil it for you, because it's a very good anime. But back to the main topic. Open Legend is an RPG, as I said before, and it has somewhat different mechanics from regular D&D, or if you know any other RPGs that you'd play, and you know, but I was playing Open Legend just today. Who else is in the chat? If you'd like to say anything, please do whenever you want. Can't be just about anything you want to say, because that wouldn't be right. But oh, somebody left. Huh. That sucks. But I was playing Open Legend just today, and I had really lucky rolls today. To be honest, the first roll I had to make, I got a 31 or 32, but I got a. Okay, let me just explain this real quick. In Open Legend, there's this thing called exploding dice. And that's when you get the critical, whenever you get the highest number, or whenever you get the max number on a roll for a dice, you can roll it again, and you can add that to your roll. This works for any type of attack roll, and any type of action, I think. Sort of, it depends. Okay, literally any type of attack. Well, unless I'm wrong, because I can be very wrong about this. I really could. It's a very fun game, very fun RPG, but I don't know any other RPG that's not fun for anyone. If you don't like a certain type of role play, that's your choice, but because I'm not going to force you to like it. But what we were doing was let me think. I'm trying to think of saying it without having to explain the entire story. I'll be right back. Hello? Oh, you little scared the shit out of me. The cat was playing around with a bottle and knocked it over. I thought somebody was trying to break in the door, something like that. Where was I? Okay, so I'm not going to go into everything about our campaign, but I am going to say that at the moment, me and the other players are going through something where we encountered a crater, and it has a pinkish purplish crystal at the center. And anyone who looks at it, you have to roll against being persuaded by it to want the crystal no matter what. So you have to roll against the urge to really want that crystal all to yourself, to like sell it or do whatever you want with it. Just don't shove it up your ass, just because that'd be fucking weird, especially for your party members. But so of course we are a party of 5, 6, I believe, and we mainly have we have Joe. I can't remember his last name, but he's a ranger. He has like a wolf with him, or well, he did. He decided to switch characters because he couldn't find his character sheet today, so he decided to play as somebody else. But I have my other. We have a Beastmaster who has a Manticore, and my character is actually my character and this character's Manticore kind of has a thing. Not a thing as in a relationship, but a thing, because God, that'd be weird too. Oh God, bestiality. But they have a thing as in the Manticore treats me more like its friend than its own trainer. Yeah, roleplay wise, the Manticore probably likes me more than. Dear God, I feel so bad for that now. We have a monk whose name is he's an elf monk, and I can't remember what his name was, but I think it was Agladir. I can't remember, but let me think. We bugs. Then we have me. I already said my character's name is Daku. My character is pretty much the heavy hitter, / the tank. Because my character's strength is like really high, and his defense is also really high. Plus, my character kind of has a thing, kind of has a hero thing going on. Like, he really wants to be a good guy. He really wants to protect people. Oh, who are the people who play them? The person who plays Joe is Nathan, and he's one of the people that is the game master for the other games. Which the other games that we play, I will go into some other time for anybody else who's going to watch this sometime later. But yeah, he's Joe. The Beastmaster, his name is his name is Viper Warlick, and the player of him is for the sake of not knowing if there's any permission to put his real name on here, I'm just going to call him G. So, and he's a really good friend of mine. The person who plays Agladare, the elf monk, I don't think he ever gave that character a last name, so I can't really go into that. But the player who plays him, his name is Blake. He's been in a bunch of my videos. His name was Fleeting Tactics, I think. Whatever, Jake or Grizzliest Bear can explain. Damn, asshole. Okay, I see how it is. Damn, you're just gonna leave me like that? Damn. Okay, I'm gonna go back to. I'll explain like the backstory behind my character and whatnot later. Oh shit, you're still here? Oh God, I'm sorry. I thought you were gone. It says on there's like a thing that says how many people are online, and it says on watching my stream, and it says 0. I thought you left. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call you an asshole. Well, yeah, I did, but because you're an asshole. So love you to death, but you're an asshole. So don't worry, man. We're still cool. Dude, I'm sorry, but if I don't really like how Ben is in the high school games now. Not because of how he is on how it's kind of his fault that the games were dumbed down a little bit, or well, not his fault, but his mom's fault because she's such a bitch or such a mean person. I'm sorry for saying bitch because that's extremely unprofessional and you know. I apologize, but she is extremely rude. Like every time I've been around her, she gave me some type of attitude and whatnot. But that's not what this video. That's not what this stream is about. So, I'm sorry. I just really don't like how Ben is kind of in our games now. Mainly because of his character. Oh yeah, I forgot to explain his character. He is a spell sword, which is a person who uses a sword, a magic sword, basically. Like, doesn't use magic, but also does. Like, uses magic in a sword. So, his special power is gravity. He can control gravity. It's actually badass. It's badass to a point, but if you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, which he does to everyone, it kind of pisses you off. And it also depends on what exactly they're doing. And in his case, he keeps stunning. He keeps teleporting away, or keeps teleporting people away. And that's all he does. He doesn't actually use his sword. Like he never uses his sword. Oh yeah, he uses this ability where he can create a barrier around him that causes you to have to use half of your movement to get through. And that gets really annoying because he can expand it around 50 feet. So it would probably take at least like 2.5 turns to get to him. Because if you're everyone starts out with 30 movement. I'm just gonna be honest. And and if you're trying to get to him through 50 feet, that would be depending on what type of house rules you have or whatnot, it's going to be 10 squares that you can go through. Unless you don't use an actual map, in which this case we don't. So, but I'm just pointing, because we used to, but we don't anymore. At least the game that I do. But in our case, the squares were actually 10 feet. So, and if it's 10 feet for you, then it would definitely take 3 turns, or 2.5 turns to get to. Say if he would have had the barrier up at least. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep pausing, but I kind of have this problem where I forget what I'm saying. So I have to completely rethink what I was saying before that. And I apologize for that. So because I'm kind of slow in some at times. So it's, if I pause, you'll know why. I'm just saying. But fuck. Damn it! I actually forgot what I was saying. Shit. Got, Jake, help me out. I can't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, never mind. In this case, Ben's character, his name is Lorik, but the way that he likes to pronounce it, thank you, Jake. But the way that he likes to pronounce it is Lorik. You got to say it with like you're saying the with d. You're like saying it like Lordic. Lordic. By the way, Ben generally is has the mind of a kid. Like the way that I know him is some like any dirty joke goes right over him, and that is amazing because I get to make whatever joke I want, and it'll be funny as hell whenever he asks me what it means. But it'll also be annoying as hell because he'll be asking a hell of a lot because I'm a fucking pervert. Not in that way. Not that kind of pervert. I'm not the kind of pervert that I'm going to do something. Fuck, again, that's not what I meant to talk about. Shit. God damn it. Oh, fuck. Get off, stupid ass bug. I fucking hate flies. But, his character generally likes to make people float away, or he likes to teleport enemies away. And, that gets annoying whenever that's literally all he does too. he can stun the enemies in a special gravity way, as in he can stick the enemy to the ground, or even make them heavier, to where they go deeper into the ground, which has happened many times. Plus, he can teleport. Not only himself, but he can also teleport other people and other enemies. Basically, he can teleport anything. But he has to roll for it. And if he fails that roll, the GM gets to screw him over. And it's funny as hell. Especially whenever he used to be in my games. Yes, I run the... We do 2 separate games for 2 separate things. For 2 separate types of people. We do the high schoolers, which is me, Blake, Jesse, and some other people. But did I do the middle schoolers? Yeah, I do the middle schoolers, and that consists of Jake. It used to be Ben, but now he's in my games, as I said. Remember the game that he teleported? I was actually about to talk about that. Look, we just have a couple of people in that game, and once I had them do an encounter where they had to fight skeletons, like that, like right whenever they got into the game, had to fight skeletons. I was gonna say Alex, Caden, and Sam, but those three only got into the game just yesterday, Monday, basically. But I had them facing skeletons. I was like, never mind, I already said that. But once they would have to beat, wait, no. There was also a much bigger skeleton, which was actually an ogre skeleton. And me and G, we had a little joke that we had with the ogre, where he was supposed to be like Shrek's long lost cousin, and his name was Kersh. It's like Shrek, but backwards. And he was supposed to be dead, which was why he was a skeleton. But here's the thing, and I know, now that I think about it, it was kind of unfair how I did this. But once they would beat all those skeletons, including Kersh, all the bones and whatnot, all the skeletons would form together into a giant amalgamation, and that was their first ever boss battle. And now that I look back at it, I feel like that was such a dick move, because it was literally their first ever encounter, and I had them fight a boss. I didn't give them any prep time or anything like that, and I feel like such a dick for that. But at the same time, they had good enough characters to be able to do it, or at least Ben's character did. Or you know what? From now on in this stream, I'm gonna call them by their character names, and if you don't know who I'm talking about, just say in the comments, and I'll say the players' names, and then I'll continue. And but this was from a game a long time ago. At the moment, when they had a couple of characters that were actually extremely beneficial to the fight, to the encounter. They had a player who was the person that runs the high schoolers Open Legend game, which was today. And he was a little scrawny person who could actually summon a giant suit of armor around him. It would be sort of like a type of ghost armor, but it was about 9 feet tall, while his character was 4 feet tall. So he was a short, and he was a stick. He was a shorty and a sticky. But the way that it went, there were only 3 people that were actually in this fight. I had them fighting 4 regular human skeletons and 1 ogre skeleton against 3 people. Now, these weren't particularly hard. They weren't difficult, at least not until they turned into the amalgamation, in which that guy could almost one-shot everybody except for the big suit of armor guy. Oh yeah, I remember this. This was actually pretty funny. I'm gonna go back to where I was with the amalgamation and whatnot, but I just want to say this real quick. Point. Came up to attack. I think Ben's character or Lordic, and wait, no, it wasn't. It wasn't Lordic. It was actually Joe. Yeah, it was Nathan's character. And at this, and in the game that we had played, he had this character who was more like Thor. He had like lightning abilities, like he could use electricity, and I think he was a spell sword too. I'm not quite sure on that because it's been a long while since we've actually played. We're gonna be playing next week, but anyway, sorry, my face. I remember the skeleton tried slashing at him, did no damage. Like actually kind of swiped the hit. I remember, I think the skeleton accidentally tripped forward after that, and there was an attack of opportunity. And that's whenever, is kind of self-explanatory. You get an attack of opportunity, and you get an advantage on that. Now, advantage is like say your attack, you get to roll 1d4 with your d20. You'd get to roll an additional d4, and out of the 2 d4s that you rolled, you have to take the highest number, and you can add that in with your d20. And that goes up with the more that you have. And he got an attack of Joe, or I can't remember what his character's name was, but Joe. I'm just gonna call him Joe. Joe was got an attack of opportunity. He attacked him. Did there's no crit damage, but I'm going to say he did a lot of damage. We're just going to say it like that. And so the skeleton was at 1 point of health at this point. And so he bursted, like his body just burst, basically. Burst into a big pile of bones. The only thing that was still functional was its head. And that head, he kept using his bottom jaw to try and move himself. And in this case, he could only move himself backwards. So he somehow managed to get away from the fight. Like every turn, he would get 5 feet away. And for literally the rest of the fight, nobody paid any attention to that skull that was obviously getting away. Now, the skull's intention was not to get away. He was actually, it was actually really trying to get back into the fight so that way he could keep fighting Joe. But he couldn't. He could only move backwards. So he was forcefully taken out of the fight. Not really, because he was still killed. His head fell off a hill and kind of, I think it broke open. I can't remember if it actually fell or not, but I remember something happened to it. I don't think anybody attacked it because they were too busy with the other 3 skeletons. Well, other 4. And that was funny. It's kind of a gag we play sometimes. Kind of a little joke we have. And anyway, back to the first story. Where was I? Oh yeah, back to the amalgamation. So after they finally beat all of the skeletons, just gonna go ahead and fast forward, they all formed together, as I said, into one big amalgamation. This guy is like 2 feet taller than the ghost armor guy. And it was terrifying because I had like a picture in my head of what this thing looked like, and it still freaks me out. I couldn't draw it because I suck at drawing, and I couldn't explain it because I suck at explaining it. But the best I can do is that it is freaky looking. If you could like look up some kind of bone amalgamation, then I think you can, if you think of like one big ball, one big ball of skulls and shit, and you'll have yourself what I'm thinking. But this thing was big. He had over 70 health, which was a fucking lot. He had a lot of strength. This thing could pick up the big armor guy, which was heavy as hell, with one hand. And the thing is, Lodek kept trying to stun it, as in make it heavier, and that didn't work. That safe to say that didn't work. In fact, a thing targeted him, which on one hand was sad, but on the other hand, I was actually kind of happy about because I fucking hated his character. Like, the thing was the most annoying little shit you could ever see, and it's worse because of the campaign that we're doing now, like currently. Nah, it's fine. You go ahead and go to bed. You need sleep anyway. I'm probably gonna end this in a little bit and can continue it later or continue it tomorrow if I can, because I think our electricity is gonna be turned off again. But yeah, I'll see you later, dude. But They had to fight this amalgamation. The amalgamation managed to kill Lodic, which was funny as hell. I can't remember, again, I can't remember how it killed Lodic. But again, I know it's funny as hell.
Huh? Did I get back too soon?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to the bedroom for a minute.
You okay?
Yeah, I say you go up.
Ah, okay.
So I'll go ahead.
I think you dropped something. But, let me think. What was I saying? I forgot again. Damn it. Oh yeah. I think it squished him. I can't remember. But I know that he was the first to get knocked out. Now the thing is, in this game, whenever you lose all of your hit points, you don't just die, but you fall unconscious first. Now if you're attacked while you're unconscious, you die. Like, no doubt. You don't get any saves, you don't get anything like that. You can't even be brought back, which is terrifying for us. But at the same time, it's very, very good to know that you that you don't just die. That you don't just die right there. You have 2 sets of health. And that is lethal and non-lethal. Now non-lethal is the one where if it goes all the way down, you're unconscious. Now there's a negative effect to that. If it goes lower than that, it can go to -10. That means you're dead. Then there's lethal health. If you get that down, which is actually kind of hard to do, depending on the situation. Okay. Yeah. If you're, this is a stream. I can't pause it. Now, lethal health. If that goes down, you're done. You're dead. You're dead. I love my mom. In this case, he got taken down. Now, I wanted to kill off his character. I really did. But at the same time, I didn't want to. Because I really, really wanted to give him an opportunity where he could learn, like his character could learn more techniques, learn more ways to fight. And I've given him that opportunity so many times that it's not even funny. And it pisses me off every time because he never learns. He never learns. And I've told him that just today, actually. I told him, I keep telling, I made it as clear as I could, but I couldn't tell you that I'm trying my best to give you opportunities. I'm trying my best to let you be able to do more stuff. But he said to me, I only have gravity powers. I can't do anything special. But then I thought, you're stupid. I'm pretty sure you can do more than just stick people to the ground and teleport. I don't think you can. I don't think it's even right that you can teleport whenever you just have gravity powers. Now, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, it makes sense to stick people to the ground or something like that, or make them float or something, but it doesn't really make any sense that you can teleport. Now, how did you get the teleportation thing from gravity, and you can't get anything else out of your little walnut brain? That makes no sense. The hell, dude. But I didn't go any more into it because I mean, to be honest, I myself could just, I have my own character to deal with. Okay, I'm trying to think of more stuff that I could do with my character rather than have to think of stuff for him. So far, I haven't helped him with his character. I wish I could. I wish I could think of more stuff for him to do. But so far, the only thing I've got for him is that he could try lifting objects and sending them toward people or something like that, or like big rocks or big metal objects or even statues or something like that. Send them at the enemy, something like that. I don't know, but so he's down in the story or in the campaign. He's not dead, but he is unconscious. So the big guy has to come and save him. He has to. Now he can't revive. He can't heal people. He cannot heal people in his armored state. So he has to turn back to his normal state and have Joe take care of him. Now I can't remember what the armored dude's name is, so I'm just gonna call him the armored dude. I don't know. Yeah, I'll call him armored dude because I ain't calling him All Might. If I call him All Might, then I'm gonna freaking be angry because I like All Might. So the big armor guy has to revert back to his scrawny form, so that way he can heal. I want to say his friend, but he's really not a friend of anybody. So he goes to heal his friend. No, not his friend, but he's revived. And so once he does get back up, he decides to try and teleport the amalgamation and fails the roll. Now, what's the choice that I make? I didn't decide to have him teleport the amalgamation. I'll tell you that much. Instead, I decided to teleport him inside the amalgamation. It was funny as hell too, because like nobody else could attack the amalgamation without hurting him. So, and we had to play like 3 sessions of this game, all because of that. And it was funny. It was hilarious for me. Because every time and here's the thing. While he was stuck in there, he was stuck inside of the main rib cage. And he couldn't move. Like, he couldn't move no matter what. And that was even funnier because he was just stuck there watching for pretty much the whole fight. Almost the whole fight. And I just loved it the whole time because they couldn't hurt him. They couldn't hurt him. They just couldn't do it. And it was amazing. I never thought I'd be able to get them in such a position. And okay, it's been a while, so some of this stuff I'm going to have trouble thinking about because it's been such a long time. It's been about a month, probably 2 months, probably 3. I don't know, but yeah, crap. You know what? Actually, this is kind of a good time to stop. I will tell you all the rest of that story later. I will tell you that story probably tomorrow, probably some other day. You guys tell me if if you want me to make a two-parter to this, let me know. Let me know. Put it in the comments of one of my videos. Put a like on this stream. Do it however you want. Just come to me, say you want a two-parter, and I'll make a two-parter. Anyway, this is Super Godzilla Gaming. I'll see y'all next time.